There's a good probability that if you clicked on this video, you either live somewhere in Simcoe County, are considering moving into Simcoe, or maybe you're just curious to know which city is better, Barrie or Orillia. In this video, we're going to talk about and compare three main headings between Barrie and Orillia: price, location, and potential. So that if you are looking to move into Simcoe, relocate, or you're just curious to know more about these markets, these three factors are likely going to be very big influences that will impact your decision on where you might potentially move to, whether that be now or in the future. For those of you that are new here, my name's Andre. I'm a real estate agent here in Simcoe County. I post weekly videos like this regarding real estate in Simcoe in Ontario, so make sure to check out some of my other videos if you like this one. Also, if you're curious to know more about me, I actually save it and I get to sell myself at the end of the video, so make sure to check it out till then. Starting off with price or cost to purchase a property, it all comes down to your budget. Barrie is more expensive than Orillia. You have a higher population, higher demand, bigger, larger, more amenities. You actually have multiple shopping plazas. So when you're deciding where to move, price is obviously one of the most important factors to consider. Now, real estate in Orillia is actually anywhere between 6 to 15% cheaper than Barrie for your cost per individual unit. That is a wide range and it is going to depend on a couple different factors, but let's look at an example here. I found two properties here, both sold within the last 15 days, one in Barrie and one in Orillia, both in very desirable neighborhoods for their city. In Barrie, this property sold for $840,000. It was a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,730 square feet, under 5 years old. This property was built in 2016. Finishes are appealing, but they're nothing extraordinary, and I unfortunately can't show the photos because even though you can probably find them online if you wanted to, I have to get like written permission for it. But trust me on this, the finishes, they were okay, but they weren't something crazy to just totally blow this property in Orillia out of the water. They were all pretty basic. Now in Orillia, we also have a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1 garage space, 1,851 square feet. So it's actually bigger than the property in Barrie. And this property is even newer as it was built in 2018 as opposed to 2016. So they're both really, really young in terms of real estate years. Properties can go on to be 150, 200 years old, but 2 years younger. And because of the half an hour difference, the locational difference, this property in Orillia sold for 12% less compared to the one in Barrie, and the final sale price was $750,000. So with regards to your budget, if price per unit or how much house you can actually buy in either location is the most important factor above all else, Orillia is a really great opportunity to consider if you're moving into Simcoe County. Next, we have location, and not to be contradicted with the location of the city, what I mean by this is how much does location actually mean to you? Yes, Barrie is more ideally located as a city, but as a purchaser, how does commuting fit into your lifestyle? If you work in Toronto and you have to drive down every day, I strongly suggest that for like a week, you make the trip back and forth, just to get a feel of what you're willing to do. Orillia is an extra 30 minutes north of Barrie. That's almost an hour added to your commute every single day that you're driving. That's an hour that you can spend with your kids, enjoy the outdoors, or literally do anything else besides sitting in your car. Not to mention the fact that on Fridays, we get some pretty crazy traffic coming up north and in the wintertime. So that's something you really need to factor in. On the other hand, if you're able to work from home and you will continue to do so for the foreseeable future, location and commuting may not be the final factor for you, but make sure to travel that distance and get a good feel of how this commuting is going to factor into your everyday life. Because as we can clearly see from Toronto, yes, you're paying a lot more money, in most cases well over 7 figures for like a townhouse or a semi-detached property, which you can probably get in Orillia or Barrie for half that price. But for these individuals, it may be well worth the money because they're not spending an hour and a half commuting. You could always make more money, but time is limited. Once that hour of driving is spent, you're never ever getting it back. So that's why people pay the money that they do to live in the core of Toronto. It comes back to how location and commuting fits into your personal lifestyle. For example, I'm totally okay with it. I drive to Toronto, Barrie, Orillia, wherever else real estate takes me, but I know individuals that absolutely hate it. Commuting half an hour or an hour to work every day, like moving out of where they currently live, would just absolutely destroy their life. So in this case, don't do it. And finally, let's talk about potential. Now, this thought is kind of up for debate here, but we always recommend to have a long-term perspective on your real estate process or your real estate journey. Do you see yourself living in Barrie for the next 5, 10, 15 years, or has moving to Orillia or any other city for that matter crossed your mind? Let's say, for example, you want to open up a business down the road. Which city best supports that endeavor? I honestly think Orillia has a ton of potential. Barrie has more or less hit its boundaries on what we can develop. They're now trying to get land from Innisfil to incorporate into Barrie to build because we've hit our limits, but Orillia has a ton of potential. It's all brand new, and most importantly, they have a lot of room to build and grow. So in this case, there's probably more competition in Barrie for the small business that you might want to start, and the potential better lies with Orillia for moving there, relocating there, and in the next couple of years starting your business there, or starting some different type of endeavor. In those terms of potential or future, this is something really important to consider, whether you're deciding to move between Barrie or Orillia, from Toronto to Simcoe, from Toronto to Kitchener, or really any other city for that matter. And that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in Barrie or the Simcoe area, hit my line down below. I reply to every single email, text message, or phone call. If you miss your phone call, I will 150% call you back. I might even call you back like 3 a.m. So just be ready for it. Just kidding, not really. I do want to mention Allegra Marketing and Print Mail. I get my flyers and business cards and kind of do all my physical printing stuff from them. They're awesome. John's the owner there. If you want to, if this is something you require for your business or something you've been thinking about, just say Andre sent you over, and they're going to be extra nice to you, or they might be extra mean. I'm not too sure on it, but I do want to give a shout out to them, as well as I have a weekly email that I publish for the city of Barrie, a weekly market update. We look at new freehold listings, sold freehold listings, new condo listings, sold condo listings, listing of the week, photo of the week, average days on market, sale price, all that good stuff. So make sure to check it out down below. The link to sign up to that is in the description, and make sure to check out one of these 2 videos here for some more awesome real estate content from me.